And so I have welcome everyone on another day. I think it's a week 6 we are in, and we will be learning something amazing today that's about only business analyst tools. But before we get into that, let's understand some reminders for each other, which is very important if you are a learner. Okay, and it says that if you are attending any session, it's okay to attend some recording, but recommendation is to attend it live. Yeah, show up live, because when you are showing up live, you are taking a track to be on time, you are punctual, and you are highly committed for whatever you have promised to do. And this is how it shapes your actions to be in the corporate, because it says that how you do anything is how you do everything is a universal law. That is being preparation, that is becoming a preparation for you. So that is one. Second, because we are learner, we have to be a full stack student. What does it mean? It means that do all the assignments, do your self research, and also repeat what you learn. And that's the reason we keep on asking you, if you have attended any session today, make sure you are also attending the recording, because that strengthens your dendrite connection in your brain, and that helps the memory to retain longer. Okay, the third one is take the full responsibility. That's very easy to take responsibility and give yourself credit of success. But when you fail, remember that is the trail of success, and if you take the responsibility, you simply attract the success towards you faster. The fourth one is, on this game you need to be highly into these mindset of learning positivity, and make yourself complaint free. And while you are making yourself complaint free, make sure you have loaded your mind with gratitude. And these four types of mindsets at point number 4 are really crucial and important for you on this journey. And the fifth one is, how do you start your day with receptivity? And for that, I have given you the strangest secret audio. Put it into 2x and start listening to it. Why? Because that simply shapes, and even if you realize, if you're daily listening, that how your days are getting shaped towards positivity, and you will feel the power that you will hold throughout the day towards executing the things 100% instead of mere planning them out, right? And while you are doing these all, this will become very easy for you to learn. That is called as golden quadrant of learning. And how do we do that? So we do it with the declaration, and then we learn, and then we literally draw on the piece of paper, and then summarize. And here how we are summarizing, we are summarizing these whatever we have learned after drawing in videos form. 1 minute or 2 minutes of video really talks about ourselves, that how much we have consumed, learned, and retained in our memory, and what is the possibility that we are becoming really master on that what we have learned. And that's the reason, because we are getting into the learning, we are going to declare, because that's the first point, and then we take a deep dive towards the learning, and then we will draw whatever we have learned. By the way, the good news is that what we are going to learn today is mere about drawing. Are you excited about it? Yes? Can I hear some yeses?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes.
So I'll keep on making sure that I am waking you up in between. I'm not sure because I'm not watching you, but yeah, I'm listening to you. So I'll keep on your audio, controlling. So that's on me. So be ready for this. And how we are going to do, at the count of 3, I request you to give a self clap, or call it as a self high five, and repeat this statement after me. Okay, at the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, and go. I am a quick learner.
I'm a quick learner.
What others can learn and master,
What others can learn and master,
I too can do that.
I do that.
And once again, self-ify and say that because I am an awesome learner, because I am fast learner.
Because
Because I'm an awesome learner and I'm a fast learner.
And the last one is that tell yourself that whatever I'm going to learn is going to be super duper easy.
whatever I'm going to learn is to be
Super duper easy.
Exactly. Today, whatever you are going to learn, that is going to be super duper easy. You know why?
because we declared.
Because you declared. Awesome. And the last but not the least, while you are learning and preparing yourself to get yourself placed towards corporate of America, remember, whenever you are learning, keep your ego away, because that will make you more grounded, spiritually grounded, and put an intent of doing a charity wherever you believe in. From whatever you have earned, make sure at least 5% to 10% you are giving that away. Okay. And that not to just give. Why do we give? Because when you give, you grow, but when you receive, you may survive. And I don't want you to follow this intent, but I want you to inspire others. Okay. And that's why inculcate this habit and you will see the positive changes. My various students are seeing that, and if you can really inculcate this habit, you are going to see its ripple effect in your life in every area. Okay. And while you are doing this all, I would request you to appreciate what you do, appreciate what others do for you, and also something doesn't happen for you. Why? Because every single steps and every single appreciation is appreciating you for your next step. Okay. And there is a universal law again associated with this, is called as that what you appreciate appreciates you. So on this note, let's move back to our today's learning. And today we are going to learn, yesterday we learned about information management, right? Do you remember that? Yes. Thank you for your answers. And today we are going to take a deep dive towards what all the business analysis models are. That is, few of them. There are n number of models, you understand. These are nothing but help to resolve some problem. Do you know that before you plan to execute some idea, those idea comes in your paper. You simply try to create a blueprint out of that how exactly you are going to perform on the field, how exactly you are going to execute that in reality. Have you done ever so that you are thinking about something, but before that you crafted that design on the piece of paper, then exactly you did it in reality? Have you ever done it for any kind of task? Okay. So I believe everyone has done it, but you guys are not able to recall it. Okay. So what exactly happens if you think about something, even you plan an event? Okay. I'm sure that everyone might have done that. So sometime you plan a birthday or you plan a gathering, you invite some guests. Have you ever invited any guest in your home ever? Since your childhood, have you seen? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. And before that, what exactly you do? You start thinking on the piece of paper, right? That we have to do these act. And then you prioritize them and you think that we have to tell this person to do this. And then after this is done, we will be getting into this activity and we will be telling the responsible person to do this act. Do you remember, has it ever happened? And then you just scribble down the name and the contact or what exactly to do, and to who will be contacted first, and in family member who is taking responsibility of that. If something has happened, like I have seen in my childhood, that people are given some responsibility, and whatever the responsibility they have been given, those task or activity has been assigned to that person. So are you able to recall such kind of activity you have done since your childhood or seen?
Yes.
Yeah, everyone?
Yep.
Okay. You are not very much confident on it. I don't think so. Okay. Thank you for confirmation, Rupa and others. So yeah. So let's move back and we'll see. Can you still see the slide? No?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Fine. So today, in the similar manner, like what all the tools can be applied and used by a business analysis while they are doing requirement gathering and doing their certain activity, where exactly what all the tools can be applied. Few names you see on the screen are activity diagram, mind maps, product roadmap, SWOT analysis, fishbone diagram, process flow diagram. We will be looking at them in the detail. Me and Prerna ji will be telling you about these diagrams, but I am sure one diagram you must have seen or must be watching every single day. Yeah.
Mind map.
Exactly. Who said that first? Who said that?
Anila.
Anila. A round of applause for identifying quickly. Thank you so much. From my end, you too can, others can too. Yeah, clap for her. Thank you. You remember the universal law, what you appreciate appreciates you. Yeah, so keep appreciating if something is noticeable. Yeah, great job, Anila. Yeah, mind map. So do you remember what mind map I use? So anyone others? Rupa, Varsha, Bela, Abha, have you identified that I use a mind map every single day?
Yeah.
Yes.
Code of honor. We start. code of
Yes,
honor.
exactly. You're spot on. Thank you so much. Once again, you can clap for Varsha. She simply pointed it out. Thank you. So let's move back over there and we will be learning. Me and Prerna will take you over onto them. So give me a second. In between what exactly happens, I need to change my mouse, which keeps on getting stuck into between, or it. Okay. Yeah. So why business analysis models? Understand this. So we evolved as a business analyst to identify the processes, and we always tried jotting them down so that processes are important to execute any plan. Okay, but through diagram, what exactly we did, we defined the processes and we depict them through design. Okay, so definition and depicting the processes through design made things easy. And I gave you the example of it as well. Okay, okay. And just now I walked you through that what minimum there are n number of diagrams, and I'll be telling you also at the end that where you can easily identify and create some diagram on your own. Okay, so these are 5 or 6 diagram. We will be looking at it first and understand. Let me ask you this thing as well, that how many of you have ever created or came across any flowchart in your life so far, and whatever activity or reading or study you have done yet?
Yes.
Have
I
you-
have gone.
Okay. Anila says yes. Varsha says yes. Bela said yes. What about you,
Yes.
Abha and
Yes.
Rupa?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. So exactly. So the flow chart is the basic. Flow chart is the backbone of any diagram. So if we will be talking about any single diagram and you find that, hey, you talked about this diagram, that diagram, but still I see here flow chart is there. As I said, flow chart is the backbone. Flow chart is the foundation, and that's the reason in every single chart you may see that a flow chart is being revised. Okay, so don't ever feel taken aback that how come flow chart has come, even though name of the model is different. So are you ready for this, to learn about this diagram? Today we will be starting with activity diagram. We'll see what exactly it is. Okay, so I'll be continuing and then we'll pass to the next diagram to Prerna ji, which she will explain, but let me explain this one first, and that is activity diagram. So you know what, Anila, Varsha, Abha and Rupa and Bela, An activity diagram, here it is written, right? And its action, decision, control, and start node, end node has been defined. And in the next slide, we will be looking at it, whatever I have spoken. So the main purpose is that activity diagram is the name of one model which a business analyst can use to represent or present a series of action or flow of control in a system. It is a representation of workflow. Again, activity diagram is a workflow, stepwise workflow, which talks about the activities and action with support of choices, iteration, and concurrency. Okay, so what is iteration and concurrency? We know, right? Iteration we have spoken about in the past as well. So how many times it will be appearing, it also talks about that. So in fact, it gives you example, it gives you, it illustrates, it says over here that a business process or workflow between user and the system. User means you, and the system which you are going to use. Okay, and what action we perform over here in activity diagram. So the activity is just the we depict. Okay, we depict the steps, we depict the action item. Okay, we depict the action item, and it says, when you say that, when you read over here, a step in the activity wherein the user or software perform a given task. Exactly, that's what we do in the system, and that is what we write in manner of diagram. Many times what you have done, you know what, you were shooting your video, you were recording yourself, and you have flashed the diagram or the data you have captured in your notebook. Have you done it in past? Do you remember that? Yeah,
Yes.
everyone?
Yes.
Thank you. So exactly here what we do, whatever we are talking, action we are doing, we are simply designing them in the diagram, and it contains some decision node, control flows, and start node, end node. So any diagram will start at certain point and end at certain point. So starting point is called as start node, ending point is called as end node. And in flowchart, you will find that start node and end node resembles. It is like similar. So here you see it says that start node symbolizes the beginning of the activity. It is a kind of oval, and the start node represented by a black circle. Okay, and end node is represented by an outlined black circle. You see, both are black circle. Okay, start node and end node both are similar. Okay, so that must be clear to you. And decision node, a conditional branch in the flow that is represent. What do we mean by conditional branch? Say for example, if I have to take a decision, reach to point Y, and decide whether you have to go to R or L. R is for right, L is for left, and Y means for Y junction. So you reach at a point Y, and there now you have to decide whether you are going to take a path of left or right. Okay, so that kind of a control flow. So here you decision node. So what we are going to see in the picture itself, in the drawing itself, that how does it look like. Okay, generally it's a conditional branch. It's a diamond shape. Generally you will find it any model in any drawing or any diagram, that this is a diamond shape. It includes a single input and also two or more output. Single input is that you have reached to Y branch, and more than two output means whether it is left or right. Okay, left or right. So that is about decision node. Action item, I am not sure whether I have spoken. A step in the activity wherein the users or software perform a given task. Actions are symbolized with a round edged rectangle. You will see how we have noted down in the diagram about this round edged rectangle. And also in this diagram, you will come across some control flows. Okay. By the way, whatever I'm speaking, I hope you are getting. Can I get yeses from you? Yeah, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Amazing. And decision nodes, a conditional branch in the flow that is represented by a diamond. I have spoken. Sorry, I just repeated. Control flow I was reading. Another name for the connectors that show the flow between steps in the diagram. So yeah, control flow is nothing but the connector. Now, whatever we have seen or spoken or discussed, let's see over here in this diagram. Let me put it into the presentation mode so that it will be clearer than we have seen in just, let me bring back or let me reactivate my mouse by, okay. So I'm going to reshare this. Yeah. So what you see here, you see the black dot, that is the start node, right? And the last black dot in the circle is the end node. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Now you see here, there is a diamond shape which talks about valid, being valid or invalid. Okay. So this is a decision flow. Okay. This is the decision node or decision flow. You get that? And that has a predecessor, that is an input. Okay. And it has another output as well. So one output is here, one output is here, and that is in rectangular mode. Okay. And this can also get ended over here. That is also defined or depicted as black circle, black dot in a circle. And it continues again further. It has got various diamond shapes, which is helping a user in this system to take a decision. Okay. And here you will find various connectors as well. Like here you see, this is one of the, excuse me, this is one of the connector which connects three paths at one place and leading them towards one step. Do you find here some connectors? Connectors are also generally in diamond shape. Okay. So connectors are also called as control flows. Okay. So what exactly this diagram is? This diagram is activity diagram for one ATM. Okay. So customer is there, ATM machine is there, and bank is there. How the activity is getting happening, that has been depicted in activity diagram. That person insert the ATM first, then ATM machine validates the ATM card. If it is valid, it will continue asking to enter the PIN. And if it is invalid, it ejects the card so that customer can take it out. Okay. Now we will continue from here. Really, excuse me. Okay. I'm not doing any activities. When mouse is moving, it is giving us menu. So kindly excuse me. Oh, let me reshare that. Okay, my presentation has gone. Wait, give me a second. Let me bring it back. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Kindly excuse me for the interruption, and that will continue, I guess. There is some issue with my mouse. I'll have to get it fixed before next week. So kindly excuse me while this is happening, but still we will continue. Okay, so it's really all right. So we were talking about entering the PIN, and it gets authorized by bank, and bank validates it whether the PIN is right or it's invalid. If it is valid, it will proceed towards and asking to enter the amount by customer. And meanwhile, what it does, if it is invalid, it will show if it is invalid, it will show the balance. Not necessary it will show the balance. It will simply, in fact, it will eject the card so that customer can take the card and go back. Now, if it is valid, what exactly is going to happen? It will ask for the amount, and also bank will check the balance for the amount which has been entered over here by customer. And if balance is greater balance is greater than amount entered, again there will be two conditions. Either a person can take the money out, or he can simply or or he or bank will allow to debit the account because he is withdrawing. But before that, when balance is lower than the amount entered, again it will follow the same process. In this decision, ask uh, it will ask user to take the card out after showing the balance, because balance is low. And once the money is taken out, again the same process will happen. It will show the remaining balance further, and it will eject the card and ask and allow this person, the customer, to take his card out. Okay, we have just now spoken about activity diagram. You saw the various nodes, okay, how it has been designed with the help of um flowchart. Whatever you have seen, whatever the nodes you have seen, those were the part of flowchart as well, and together we assemble them in activity diagram. I'm really now not so much happy with the mouse is dancing over here in the presentation. Okay, fine, so forget it. Okay, by the way, I'm not touching my mouse, it is really operating by itself. So well, mind map, we'll talk about mind map. And mind map, I think everyone has known so far. You can simply start brainstorming on mind map. Okay, mind map came into use, as far as I remember, that in 2004, 2003 or 2. Okay, Tony Buzan is the name of he's the pioneer of the mind map. Okay, he introduced the world with the mind map. Okay, and the first version or first software he introduced was called as FreeMind. Okay, and then it evolved further. Okay, and now various products are there and various brands are there who produces mind map. Mind map is nowadays being used as a software, as a thinking software for brainstorming, for creativity, for businesses, for teamwork. You can do any single thing, any single thinking on mind map. You see that you have watched me doing that, right? So I don't think I need to explain it in more details. So you need to start utilizing that. And this is one of the example. Main idea so has got one root, and it has got various branches, and various branches has got various branches, and various branches has got various branches, and so on. It is infinitive branches you can create. That's all about mind map. And we'll talk about product roadmap. This is kind of how a product roadmap you can decide. This is very easy. What I'll do, I'll ask Prernaji to talk about it, and then together we can tell you that how in one tool you can create your project's product roadmap. Okay, so mind map is clear for everyone, right? No doubt in that. Yeah, all clarity. Yes, thank you. So yeah, Prernaji, if you are there, so yeah, you can take it up.
Thank you. I was about to interrupt you, but I don't
No
want
worries.
to disturb your flow.
Yeah.
So yes, first of all, a very good evening to all of you again. We are in the session of learning so many beautiful techniques. Why I call them beautiful is because each one of them has their own advantage and understanding. It depends that which type of diagram, which type of way, or which type of method you will use as per your current situation or current ask. So it is really really a lot more fun, and also a great insight about how to take decisions, how to display the flows, how to understand your product, how to make the customer understand. So it is altogether a very, I would say, interesting journey. You learn new, and a very quick and interesting note or important note is all these things can be applied to your real life or personal life decision making or day to day activities as well. So whatever we are telling you, whatever Gaurav just taught you or explained you, that all can be used for your day-to-day learning, day-to-day decision making, or your long-term goals or short-term goals also. So that's the beauty of it. That's the best part of it. That whatever we learn, we can apply to the real life. And yes, Gaurav. Now going back to roadmap, I think we do have this diagram also of it, right? But that's okay. I'll just explain this first. Now, all of you, tell me, what does the word roadmap tells you when you hear about it? Just the word roadmap, okay? I really want all of you to share and talk on this, because that will give us the insight on where we are going on this journey. Yes, roadmap, Abha, Bila,
Yeah, it will show the
Neela,
direction.
Varsha, and which name I keep forgetting. I call her Purna. Why I call you Purna? I don't know.
Rupa.
Rupa, Rupa.
Rupa. Yeah, see, I have to replace that Purna with Rupa. Rupa, yes. So please tell me, what does come to your mind when you say roadmap, not product roadmap, roadmap. Yes, go
It
ahead.
will give the directions which place we have to go to, that particular place names.
Perfect, perfect. Anybody else, right? It gives you direction where you have to go, right?
Direction. Mhm.
It will just tell the the layout of the roads, like what's in the in town, so we can
That's
follow
also
the
right. It
directions.
depicts a map. It depicts a map. Yes, yes, yes. Everybody, please contribute. It can be as simple as it's just a road showing a map or anything. Please, I want you to talk. I want you to get involved. So you'll feel like you are there in that process right now. Yes, yes. Varsha, Abha, who missed?
It also
Yes.
denotes the uh,
Mhm.
um, key milestones we are going to face.
Yes, that's also a part of it. A little detailed, but definitely yes, yes, yes. Who has not answered yet, please speak up. You can simply say it is anything that comes to your mind. It's an open forum. Please don't hesitate. Yes.
It gives the direction to where we need to go.
Right. Definitely it does, because it's a map. Yes. And who is left now?
Me.
Please speak up, guys. We really want you
I
to
have the
talk.
same
Yeah.
answer. Also, I said, the direction.
Okay. Okay. So I'll just start explaining, because it is really a very interesting and useful concept. What it says is that product roadmap is basically a high level plan, that we can see when we draw it or when we make it, that we can understand or gauge is the right word, or describe how the product is likely to grow. Okay, now this is more as like a definition, or like a bookish explanation. What it means is, it means that product roadmap kind of gives you a beforehand picture or beforehand idea, that where this product mean when I see product, means any company is having any particular application, their enterprise application. Like for example, for Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook is a product, his product. Okay, it's an application. I'm just sharing for the understanding. Okay, for other guys, maybe Snapchat or other things are the product. Okay, they're like that. So what happens? You just imagine sitting there. You're planning a trip to Miami, okay, or Hawaii, any place you like, okay, and then what is the first thing that you do? Before even what I would say. booking the ticket. So what do you see? And you see what is the distance, what are the available routes, mostly airways, you prefer. So this is what, when we sit and do for the first time, or you try to understand how to reach there, right? Because product roadmap, that's why I was asking you the question, that it gives you a fair amount of idea or understanding that where you are leading to, right? Even in your day-to-day life, if you're going to any new place, we definitely use GPS, Google Maps. So that is what that shows you. Okay, you are this any miles away, you have to take that turn, this turn, and you'll reach. So same way we do that with our products or applications which any organization is handling or they are working on. Okay. Now it gives you a vision, priorities, and progress of the product over time. So I would really like to compare this to one of my personal hobbies or likings. Is like when you buy a small sapling or a very small, say for say flower plant. Okay, you got it from a nursery in a very small pot, and you keep it, and then you just have that vision. It'll grow. It'll have nice flowers. It'll become big. Now that's your product roadmap for future. But the kind of efforts you'll have to take, or the kind of vision you're having for that plant, is basically all the process. So what you'll do, you'll like, okay, I'll keep in the sunshine, this plant needs proper sunlight, I'll keep it there, I'll put pesticides, I'll put manure, I'll put soil. So all that, so you remember, so you understand what you're doing. Now that's a very simplistic example of working on something to achieve or to see where it is going, because any plant has its own growth, depends on their internal structure, their biology, or whatever, depending on the external efforts we take on them, depending on the weather. So same way, every product, every application in an organization will have its own growth. So how to enhance that, how to ensure that we are making it grow well, that we are marketing it well, we are getting more customer, we are making more revenue out of it. So whenever everything comes to organization, it's most of the time revolves around, or it should revolve around revenue and money generation. So in that context, whenever we make a product roadmap, we have to ensure that where it is going and what is the future look like. And it also kind of serves a purpose and tells us that how know how the product is getting, how the product will develop, or how the product will evolve over the period of time. And it also gives a fair amount of idea to the stakeholders. And to the stakeholder means, for example, if you have a plant and if you have a joint family, everybody is a stakeholder, starting from the younger kid who waters the plant, or any elderly grandparents who may make sure to dig the soil properly, or everything, so everybody is a stakeholder, so they want to see how the plant is growing, and it's growing nice. So in an organization, yesterday we learned in great detail about stakeholder management, your managers, product owners, senior management, your customer, your vendors, your employees, everybody, everybody is a stakeholder, and they try to understand where it is going and how to contribute for its growth. Like for example, give me this some, I would say, try to take some things out of your memory. uh, do you guys remember when Facebook was first launched, how it was? Can anybody tell me? I can tell, because I was new to Facebook, and it used to be little funny, because we just switched from Orkut to Facebook. Do you remember how it used to be, or did it have as many features or functions as it has now? Just give me yes and no, or any special thing you feel like to share, please. I'm asking
No,
about Facebook that we mostly use daily.
no, there was no much
Wasn't there?
features.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. There was no.
There was no much features in the beginning.
Yes. And what else anybody remembers? Anything, any specific thing.
There was no marketplace that time.
No,
There,
great. Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
there were
Yes,
no
yes.
ads, no ads at that time.
No ads, no ads. And how was the interface? How it looks, how it used to look? Plain and bluish, just a blue screen in different shades.
Mhm.
Their darker heading in Facebook and entire page. Yes. Anybody, you can share any vivid memories of Facebook you had, maybe around say 12 years back, if I'm not wrong. Yes, 12 to 13 years back. Yes. No, Gaurav, you have any memories of earlier Facebook?
Yeah,
Would
so
you
we
share?
were just migrating from Orkut to Facebook, you rightly
Yes,
said, and Facebook
yes,
was just evolving, not much feature. But
yes.
one thing was common: everyone was trying to find their friends, their
True, true,
schoolmates, college mates, or some left out relatives. So that was the
true.
common I can sense, and I think everyone was having the same mindset as well, instead of
Yes.
making only the friends. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, thanks for adding. I would just like to add my personal observation that when see, I took a lot of time to switch to Facebook because apparently Orkut, at least I don't know how many of you used it. It is no longer in use. What is to have when you message someone on Orkut, it used to be personal. It is like only you and that person used to use. So it used to be like whatever message. It was to be more like a messaging than writing on a wall concept of Facebook. So I was very much comfortable with that because I had some close set of friends, and that time the mobiles and data packs were not so great. Internet was not a great boom yet that time. So we used to work heavily on Bluetooth and SMS. So Orkut used to be fun when you come back home and you want to share something, some jokes, some forwards, some any chat, because you at night you can't talk, so chatting is better like that. But in Facebook has this great idea of writing on a wall, and that wall was visible. So I was taken aback. I took so much time. I was like, whatever I write is really visible. It's not that you're gonna write anything secretive, but that's like it has to be more public. So that was one feature that I found really different. And second, and most important, Facebook was just like any other single wall, any your house wall, which is as plain as a plain straightforward cardboard or a straightforward whiteboard kind of. It was like a more like a blue board, and it had barely any features. I'm pretty sure that time even chat was not introduced. Your pictures used to look so plain. Now when you see some screenshots of the earlier Facebook page, it looks so different. There were no such great things about how create your own communities. I think that time because it was very small. It was just like search your friend, add your friend, message your friend, and update your photos. And even the limit on the photos and videos, it was very, very less. Why I give you this example is now today you see Facebook, it's loaded. It's like you can raise funds, you can create events, you can invite people, you can create polls. I'm really sorry, I don't use Facebook that much nowadays, but these are the basic features I think most of the people use. It is itself like a community. So you see over the last 10 to 11 12 years how that product has evolved. This is what we are talking, this is
uh,
what. Yes,
yeah, I
yes,
just
Gaurav.
wanted to felt like interrupting and adding
Sure.
something, because you were talking giving about this example, giving the example
Yes,
of
yes.
this feature. So everyone could relate. What Prernaji was telling is about posting had the feature. Posting feature was there from Facebook, but now if you will try to post mortem, it will you will find the feature itself of posting has been evolved. Now earlier it was that post on someone's wall and post on your wall itself, but now that visibility of that wall is the are the features, are the drilled down features of one single product of posting. That posting can be shared with public. That is one feature. Second, it can be restricted only me, it can be restricted only friend, it can be restricted friends except the set of some individual. You are going to define them. And also to certain community groups. So in that details, these are the name of the features just now I spoke are the part of alone a great feature named as wall posting. Okay, it has got that level of granular categorization. So that's how Facebook posting feature has evolved. One feature but has various category into that. And yeah, so from here, Prerna, yeah, I think you can take it up.
Absolutely right. That is privacy features. Now you can even protect your DPs, though people definitely can take screenshot, but if you protect your profile, nobody can view your profile, and that's a great feature. I don't want any Tom, Dick, and Harry, or any other person to come and check my pictures or videos or my personal, stuff. Though it's very ironical to say personal stuff and put in a social media. I don't know. I really find it funny. But yes, you would still like to respect. So coming back to the main topic, product roadmap, I just wanted you guys to have an idea of how a product goes, how a product will travel, and how to have understanding of it. So in that sense, the basic questions which we would like to ask is, what are we going doing next? What is the actual plan, and why are we doing this now? So whenever Facebook evolved, they were like, okay, now let us have this ad and create a marketplace. Let us have this business, create your community, create your page thing. So they started doing this to give more options, more features, and then ultimately it worked out. People are maximum, many people are using most of the features. Okay, I would just like to take the liberty and try to give a I don't know, I'm not sure it's a suitable example, but then it's it might stick to your brain or in your memories for a longer than Facebook. I just want to share that whenever we get married, okay, on a very serious note, whenever we get married, the ideas which we have is like, the day we get married, I think the things we think about is like, okay, I'll have my 25th anniversary, I'll have my 50th anniversary, so those kind of vision is already, or the dreams or wishes are already in your mind or on your heart, and then whatever you do on day-to-day basis to create your, to strengthen your bond, to actually have the connection, to have the emotional involvement. Maybe it's an arranged marriage, maybe it's a love marriage, So you don't do it on purpose. It's like, okay, I have to do this today. I have to impress my spouse today, or I have to do this thing from them today. No, it's a very natural feeling, So because you're involved emotionally, mentally, spiritually, every way. So same way, whenever an organization has their enterprise or their one of the prime product application, it's more like it's my baby, and on the similar ground, whenever you have a baby, you just start dreaming, okay, she'll be a doctor, he'll be a cricketer or whatnot, I'll put them in the best school, I'll put them in the best academy, I'll train them, we'll get the best of this. So every time, whenever we are in the present moment, we keep dreaming or planning about future, and on a balanced, in a balanced manner. That's a great thing to have. That gives us something to look up to tomorrow or for the future, right? I know I'm going on a little different note, but I wanted to highlight this thing, that it is very essential. The way we plan our personal life, or personal goals, a similar way companies, organizations plan their goals, and then they definitely have a different set of words. There are like strategic plans, goals, vision, mission, and those kinds of little heavier or serious sounding to words or lingos, but that ultimately means what we also do in real life or personal life. So yes, anybody has any doubts, or we can go to the next slide. Gaurav, you want to add something? Please feel free.
Not exactly. We will move to the
Yes,
next slide.
I'm
Give me a
happy nobody has any doubts. Great. I guess either that means it's the explanation is clear, or it was a complete bouncer, but I assume the latter is the true. So yes. Yes, Gaurav, please. I cannot.
Yes, yes. So
I'm just bringing back. Give me a second. All right. So we were just talking about product
Yes.
roadmap, and let's move to the real design to see. Yeah, here this is one is the example. So let me bring it into the presentation mode so that it will be easily visible. Yeah. So this is one of the example.
Would you like to take this example? Because
Yeah.
I've given around
yeah,
3 to 4 set of different example. Yes,
Yeah,
please.
exactly. Sure. So before that, what I'll do, I'll once again go back to the previous slide, and we'll touch base that what exactly we have spoken about product roadmap. I think I am still audible, right? Yeah, confirm me if I am.
Yes,
Yeah,
you are.
thank you. So
Yes.
we have talked about, like Prerna ji has given some example about a bigger goal, bigger plan, even every organization has, and every bigger product will have its vision to create some new features. Okay, and we took the example of Facebook as well, and while we were talking about that, here we are going to see one example shortly, and that is about one feature integration. Say for example, Salesforce is a tool, okay, and it has to be integrated in some CRM system or in some marketing system. Okay, so how it will evolve, or there are, say for example, 5 features we are going to introduce. So how these 5 features will work in quarter 1, how far it will go in quarter 2, and then in quarter 3, and then in quarter 4. It has been tried designing over here. Okay, so here you find that, okay, a new feature to integrate further, that is for Salesforce, that is the name of a tool, right? And we will work, organization decided to work in quarter 1 and quarter 2, and then also they talked about that sales industry solution we will try to integrate in quarter 3 and quarter 4, and then further they broke them down, that how exactly we will go in detail, that for item number 2 we will take some reference key, and we will try to implement that in quarter 1 itself under Salesforce integration, and also we'll see that Quip Live app we will integrate that as a item number 3. We will also try to include Google Hangout chat integration with this feature in as a part of item 3. Item 4, draw.io is a tool that will be imported to this product. So there are various things, like I'm not sure how many of you can see a pop-up on my screen of Zoom. Can you see that? No. Let me reshare my screen completely, and then you will see. Okay, so I'm on presentation mode, and even before, okay, the pop-up has gone. So what exactly has happened? Say for example, I want to introduce a pop-up that right now I'm talking to you, right? And my picture and my video is not visible, and I came up with amazing thought, and that amazing thought is that I will show a skeleton. Okay, skeleton of a pop-up on any presentation, and that will show up my face because I am presenting a slide. Okay, so say for example, a pop-up feature will pop up on this presentation in front, and that is additional tool I have integrated with PowerPoint or with Zoom or with combination of all 3, that will enable my photograph as a circle. Here you see G, just over that it will show my photograph, or on right hand side. Tomorrow I can try to evolve it towards the video, that one smaller icon of video will come, where a small 1 minute or 30 second or 15 second video will pop up, and it will give the bit summary of this particular slide I'm talking about. So this particular feature, when I'm going to integrate, how it will evolve, and how long it will take, the timeline broken with the items, and with the items and with the features. So that is that when we are representing in some slide, so that is nothing but a product roadmap depict say definition, and this is how we depict in the diagram. So this is very easy. You can just create a brick. Well, at the end I'll be telling you that where you can try creating these chart and diagrams at one place. I'll be telling you, you should be taking the note of that, and you should go back and try by your own that how you can create these diagrams. So did you hear that what I said, that at the end remind me, and I'll be sharing you the name of the tool where you can go back and try these activity diagram and product roadmap just now we have spoken. On this note, I want to continue and will take you to the next SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is required to identify if a new feature I am giving you, and a new feature one organization is coming up with, and they want to develop that, right? They want to develop that. Just give me a second, guys. I see that. Oh man, this. Okay. Okay. So can you still see the SWOT analysis in presentation mode? Yeah. Thank you. So this is a tool also which talk about strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. I believe that if you have worked in any organization, you might have come across come across of this SWOT analysis thing. Okay, so why we need to identify that? It helps you to analyze a feature, a product. Okay, so when you understand the strength of any product or feature, so it will tell you that what things you can do better. If you identify the weakness, it will help you to tell that where you need to improve. And when you identify the opportunities, then you can create your own goal and how you can evolve further. Does it make some sense whatever I'm speaking out? Are you able to listen? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. And then further threat means what risk are involved over there and how you can mitigate them. Okay, what obstacle are there, chances are there you may face. Okay, so this is how about SWOT analysis is written, but you can migrate SWOT analysis with mind map as well. So you can write in mind map itself that SWOT, and you can expand its further feature. If you're talking about, say for example, let's do a SWOT analysis for Zoom. Zoom is a tool. Okay, so you will go and create a mind map. At the center node will be Zoom. It will get 4 different nodes, SWOT, and S will have further nodes, W will have further nodes, O will have further nodes, and T will have further nodes. And we can see the future of Zoom using this particular tool, SWOT analysis, inside mind map. SWOT analysis is a feature. Okay, so this is how you can further create. I gave you example of SWOT analysis including in mind map. Also you can simply create 4 cards in one grid, and you can expand that. I'm getting echo. If I'm not sure from where I'm getting echo. So if you can, yeah, thank you so much. And strength, you can have various bullets. Weakness, you will have various bullets. This is another way to represent that. And there is another interesting thing is there. We have just now landed on the fishbone diagram. This is really interesting. Fishbone diagram has a tail, and it has got the head as well. So
I would really like to take this if you
yes,
don't mind.
go ahead then.
Okay, this is one of my favorite diagrams because it actually depicts one of my favorite things to eat. Yes, being a hardcore Konkani. So and then it's very interesting. Why I particularly like these sessions, because these kind of techniques, I would call, they are very useful. It's not that that you can only use them in organization, but you can use them in your real life too. So fishbone like to Gauravji, will you please show the diagram one for like 5 seconds? I want. Okay, see how cool it is. It actually looks like paplet. I don't know what pomfret. I don't know. I feel like it does. So yes, you can see the fish has a tail, the fish has a mouth, and the fish has the bones. Okay, so that is why it is called as fish bone diagram, and it's very simple yet beautiful yet very effective, wherein it from the diagram you can understand it says that there is a problem, and what is the root of the problem, and what are the events that can contribute to the problem, or the and then you realize how you can overcome the problem. So now you can see there are six major pointers. Those are like environment, people, equipment, management, materials, and process. I know again little bit technical or managerial jargon, but it's simple. That means how your any problem is. There are these basic elements or basic pointers of any problem, how it is created. It can be because of the environment. The environment is not conducive, not proper. It can be about it. It can be because of people. Definitely, you might not have dedicated people. There might be some manual error, manual fault. We don't have the proper skilled no people are with us. I don't want to sound like workers or laborers. We don't have the exact or good right amount of skilled team members in your team, and equipment. Okay, you might not have the right software, hardware, machinery. See, these things are applicable to all the industries. So software we are talking about, but it can be manufacturing, textile, medicine, any n number of industries. So this is actually relevant to all. So that's why when I say equipment, it need not be only laptops and desktops and printers. It can be any heavy machinery pertaining to other industries. And then coming back to management, materials, and process. So yeah, so the management might not have taken the right decision at right time. The materials used, for example, if it is it's a fashion or makeup manufacturing unit, and if you are not using good quality products, that will ultimately ruin the final makeup product. It can result in low quality, and then ultimately process that we keep talking about with respect to IT. You have to after development, you have to go through a detailed testing process. If that process is skipped, you might have some bad surprises or shocks during the final deployment or after delivery to the customer. So I just wanted you guys to watch or look at this beautiful fish diagram. So now I can go back to the earlier slide. Gauravji, will you please and then explain you why and what I was talking about. So yes, fishbone diagram is also called as cause and effect diagram, because if you must have saw that we learned or we try to understand what are the causes a problem was created. Like I just mentioned that no, equipment, process, management, people. So all that can be the causes of creation of problem. A problem can mostly arise out of these one of the these elements, and it actually helps you to narrow down and to understand what are the causes of failures, or what are the imperfections, variations, or what are the not so aligned things, or elements which are leading to this problem. So this gives us a better clarity. And it is rightly mentioned, fishbone diagram actually shows us the different elements contributing or might be responsible for the problem. The it is a very it's a very superb or interesting tool to know what is the root cause, and it gives you a root cause analysis. See, basically what is a root cause analysis? It means what is the root main cause of this problem arising, and you're preparing an analysis of that. So it is as simple as it sounds. And then The diagram looks like a fish skeleton, the problem at its head, and the causes for the problem feeding into the spine. So yes, the body or the bones of the fish are depicting, are shown as the elements causing the issue or the problem, and the head is depicted as the problem or as the issue or any discrepancy which you have found in the in your industry or in your organization while working. So yes, I've already explained, but just like to highlight what are the causes of any kind of failure or disalignment, I would call it. That can be machines, people, materials, environment, management, process, etc. These can be different, it can be, we can also, as in you can have more, I would say, particular or no, in detailed causes, like instead of saying equipment, you can say particular machinery, maybe particular software. Instead of saying management, you can say particular team. So you can keep drilling it down, you can keep making it specific, but these are the high level or pointers for you to get started. So yes, Gaurav, if you'd like to add something, please feel free. Otherwise, I'm going to ask them for their doubts. Any? Yes.
Yeah, so I will continue over here. So thank you so much, Prerna ji, for adding up exactly how Prerna ji has said that about identifying the problem and cause. You see in the diagram, we have explained, the problem has to go towards the cause. The head you see here in this diagram is talking about the problem. Okay, we have not yet identified its root, but we will trail down towards the tail, identifying the cause, so that we will identify the root cause. Are you with me so far, everyone? Hello? Yeah, everyone is?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for waking up and sharing. Yes, thank you. So understand that the problem and the root, what we are talking, it can be any problem, right? And it may have the various branches. Just now, Prerna ji has talked about the equipments, the tools, the machines, the manpower, and the environment. I simply give the example. Say, for example, one bank, okay, has got the ATM machine at some location. The moment you key in $500 to withdraw, and it gives you four currencies, or say for four times $100. Okay, and why exactly it happens, you never know, because what exactly might have happened, this has come for beta testing, and for first time it is really what you can call hypothetical example. It has never has happened, but just to identify what is happening, so you can trace it back. That problem may have that we can go sub cause. Here you may write environment, here you may write environment. Okay, in the equipment and processes, say for example, in equipment you may write environment, and okay, environment is already mentioned over here. Fine, no problem. Let's come over here. Before environment, let's talk about the equipment. In equipment, write ATM machine. In ATM machine, it may have the localities, and you can test whether it is happening on all the localities, or is it happening in a specific location. Then processes. In the processes, you can drill down that is it following when you are punching in the withdraw, that time it is giving you 100 notes, or is user doing something differently and that time he is getting it. Say for example, after confirming his before confirming his trying to hit the cancel button, error may happen due to any reason, right? He is hitting the cancel button, and that time, even though he hits the cancel, it ejects out the 400 rupees. So that could be one scenario. Okay, then understand and go ahead with people. Under people, we will check with the account. Does it happen with all the account, or is it happening with one account. And then we'll go ahead with the material. In material, we will see that is it happening with all type of currencies, all type of withdrawal amount, or is it only happening when 500 rupees is so do you understand that how I am identifying the one cause and the sub cause of that? Okay, and we are getting into the detail of that, and we will go and identify this is happening in the live environment, or also it is happening in the dev environment, in the test environment, in the mirror environment, or in the different environments. And management, we will go and we'll see that is this happening without because some instruction has given incorrectly, some user story has been written incorrectly, so is it something has coined up from management itself? And when we will try to trace it back, we will identify this feature that after hitting the confirmation button, or after hitting the the amount to dispense, withdrawal amount, we have never written a story that what will happen when the cancel button will be hit. After immediately when I am punching in withdrawal amount and I hit the cancel button, this entire problem is appearing. And we will identify the root cause is that this scenario was not tested. Why this scenario was not tested in the environmental level? Because we did not have user story. No one came up with that. So one person can be put responsible for that. But did you find that how we traveled from one root of the problem to the cause of that core problem? So this is how in fishbone diagram we try to identify it from head to tail. Did it make some sense? We just on the fly took one example of a cash dispensing machine, and we took example of 500 rupee, $500 and it was dispensing incorrectly. There could be a various possibility, or we could have told that this is happening with only one account. This is not happening with other account. Then if it is happening with one account only, we can diagnose that cause further. Are you with me so far, everyone out here? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. So this is one way of identifying the reason of a problem. And this is the easiest thing I have brought just in front of you. That is called as a process flow diagram. It has the process flow diagram, as I have told you earlier, that various diagrams are made up of the various flow charts. Okay. And in the flow chart, earlier also in activity diagram, we saw that diamond. This is also called a decision box. We saw to talk about some input and output, we gave rectangle, but this rectangle is a bit different, tilted edges it had. So it is to write some input and output. This is another diagram. This can be also utilized, okay, to talk about some processes. So through diagram, what we are doing, we are just trying to understand some steps of a system or flow of a system, right? Even process flow diagram, name itself says that through this diagram, we will try to understand some flow of some processes, or we will jot down some flow of some processes. Yes, making some sense? Yeah. Yeah. So process flow diagram is a diagram visual representation to indicate the flow of process. That's how it reads. And each step in the sequence is noted with a diagram shape. Every single thing, every single arrow, even arrow is connecting two different processes together. Okay. Start and end node will be oval. You see over here. Okay. And each step in the sequence is noted with the diagram shape. Steps are linked by connecting lines. This is the connecting line arrow we have talked. And directional arrow. This will get the directions. This allows to view the flow chart. Again, it has clearly spoken about the flow chart, and logically flow the processes from beginning to end. The beginning will have this symbol and end will have the same symbol. Can you see the mouse pointer which is moving towards symbol? Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone, thank you so much.
Yes.
So it has various steps to make a business process flow diagram. The first one says that determine the main component of the process. order the activities. Of course, we have to identify the sequences, choose the correct symbol for each activity, make the connection between the activities, indicate the beginning and end of the process. And in the similar manner, you might have practice, review your business process diagram. Say for you are in a business of making hot tea, okay, and all early morning some coffee, okay. Why coffee? Because it's morning over here, okay. And I know that I should not name it because you are almost to get towards your bed. So yeah, just to understand, I brought it. So yeah, here you see that one process flow diagram has been mentioned. I'm still finding my own eco. I'm not sure why. And yeah, this is just a template. Okay, this is just a template which has been given over here. So it talks about customers, sales, management, and credit department. Okay, say example, you are in a mall, right? You have gone to a mall and the thing starts from here, sales call. Okay. And customer has to buy a product and you are in a mall, salesperson comes to you and asks you that what exactly you want, okay. And uh, you as you are presented with the order entry, or I think I'm judging through this that you are as a customer come back to a mall or a store to return some material, okay. So customer has already bought a product and he has got or she has got a credit form, and salesperson checks the order entry and creates the order form. It goes for approval. Various processes are involved, some decisions are there. The credit check will be checked by credit management and it goes for approval or non-approval, okay. It gets decided. And then account receivable check the balance as well, that balance is there, the person has really bought it or not. And then it goes to calculate the credit terms, and then it also requires some approval. And wherever you see this oval is that either sale will approved or sale will not be approved. So this is some certain activity in a store has been done. How it has been done, it has been decided, it has been defined over here. So one process we have defined. We are not sure that with the name of this flow chart or business process flow diagram what exactly this diagram is trying to depict, but with the name written over here, customer section, sales section, management section, and credit department section is there, we could identify that what might have been done and what this particular process flow diagram might have tried talking to the user or a person who is going to use it to understand the flow of any system, okay. So generally diagrams are that as I spoke in the starting itself, before just execution you plan something. When you plan something you draw that, and when you draw that, that backs your plan to help you to execute clearly. And that's why the importance of process flow diagram or any diagram is there. Why I'm talking to you about this? Because when you are creating your requirement document, you gather the requirements, right? You are going to explain that requirement. May I request a few of you to go on mute because I'm really getting my own echo. Thank you so much for doing so. Well, so I was talking that when you create your requirement gathering, what exactly you do, you try to explain that, but not only through text, sometimes you need to explain that through flow as well. Okay. So there are various business analysis model tools are there. So few of them we have just now seen. Okay. And then how can you design? So few models name we have just now seen. Few models we will be looking at in coming days. These are visual modeling, workflow diagram, ER diagram is entity relationship diagram, work breakdown structure diagram, conversion to design diagram, documents template and its understanding. One documents and templates we have talked about, and that is nothing but requirement document or technical requirement document or use case document. There are various document we will be talking about. I know I've spoken a lot, I know I have interacted, but these entire name, you can just have a look at it, try to create by your own. Where you can create, I'm going to give you one name, and the name is lucidchart.com. You can take a name of it. Let me type that for you. Okay, let me type that for you. Okay, here what is going to happen. Wait a second. This is going to be lucidchart.com. Okay, go over here, create your account, and you will see it will ask you to create some diagram. You can choose your own diagram, what kind of diagram you want to create. Are you going to create activity activity diagram, process flow diagram, okay, mind map, SWOT analysis, what kind of diagram? All the diagrams you can create then and there in lucidchart.com. Have you taken a note of this tool, lucidchart diagram? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
So do you have any question till now? Let me ask you this. Yeah, I know that many diagrams we have talked about, diagram, and it has got various name. So the easiest way to remember that, there are n number of diagram. Okay, but the more you will create, the interesting thing we saw the fishbowl diagram. We also saw the SWOT analysis diagram, where we have just talked about, what was SWOT? SWOT was strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. You remember that?
Yes.
And then also we have talked about product roadmap. Okay, mind map was there, but we started with activity diagram. So those were the diagrams, and those were really easy diagram. Only because we ran it through in the pace, you might have your mind might have says, "Arey, ye to bahut zyada ho gaya," or it might have been become really heavy, but it's actually lighter. Okay. Because in future we are going to see many different types of diagram. By the way, let me ask you guys, till now, what exactly you have registered in your mind? Bella, what do you feel like saying? I'll continue from where I have left. We will continue. Yeah, Bella.
Product roadmap, then we map, SWOT analysis, fishbone diagram.
Wow, great. You have registered much more things. I am really glad that your memory can retain these things easily. So yeah, let me ask Varsha. Varsha, what do you feel like saying till now?
We knew few of these diagram already, their concepts, but I think we learned in detail, especially through the examples like SWOT, activity diagrams, roadmap, fishbone diagram, mind map, and others. But yes, we will have to go through the video, and most important, we have to work on those independently so that we'll learn them better.
Exactly, and rightly
Because
said.
just learning is not going to help, because we have to work on this.
Yeah. And that's why I keep on giving you guys assignments. So here I also wanted to give you assignment till now, because consider it a few moment of break just now, and that's why I have just triggered this discussion. Yeah, exactly. So every single thing can you do in a diagram. Okay, say for example, tomorrow you have some plan. Say for example, you are just going to create a summary of 1 minute or 2 minutes of video on day one, what we have learned. Can you try to first put it into a diagram? I know that your brain will require a lot of thoughts. Your brain will ask for a lot of brainstorming. Let's do that. Okay, be creative, put some effort, because see why we are asking you to put some effort, because it is for you to get prepared. If you can put effort now, you can put effort while you will be working in reality, right? If you are right now, if you are not engaged in any project, definitely you can identify or buy some time for yourself to continue working for you, so that you will get ready. At least have some 10 minutes every single day for next 7 days, and or next 6 days or next 5 days, you will definitely see that you have achieved something. And thank you so much, Varsha, for putting it together and speaking it out. So yeah, definitely it has made sense. So yeah, Anila, what do you feel like saying so far?
The product roadmap map, then the activity diagram, the process flow diagram, the fishbone diagram. I mean, many are new to me. Even I would like definitely prefer to do it independently, so that we can get more knowledge, because by
Yes.
just seeing the diagrams, that won't work. Definitely, yeah.
Definitely.
So,
I totally agree with you, Anila, because if you will practice it, and you need to find the opportunities to practice it. The more you will practice, the chances are there more vulnerable you may sound when you will be getting interviewed. So because you have practiced it, really, that's the reason. So yeah, thank you so much, Anila, for sharing. And Rupa, what do you feel like saying?
The business analysis models is very nice, but I have to listen one more time. That is 5 steps actually: activity diagram, mind maps, product roadmaps, SWOT analysis, fishbone diagram. These are all, but these are all steps I want to listen one more time, and clearly I want to understand a little bit more.
Exactly. Thank you so much for getting agree that you are going to listen to it again. But again, my request would be, try to start implementing it for if any action item you are going to perform. Before that, can you think of creating some diagram? Okay, at least in your mind, and take 5 minutes time out and try to scribble it out on piece of paper. Now the family member may ask, hey, all of a sudden what do you have started doing? You can just tell them that I'm just preparing dough before I mean, I should not be giving the example. I mean, I'm just preparing something to before execution. This is the planning factor. I did not want to give that example. I know, so it may sound a bit different. Abha, yeah, what do you feel like saying?
Yeah, today like we did like business analysis models, like how there are different types of like we did about the activity model diagram, mind maps, the fishbone diagrams, the roadmaps. So, and in this, like we learned that we can express, find the problems and how through the diagrams only. Like without writing, just with the diagrams, we can find the where the product is going. We can find the problems, like in the fishbone diagram we did. We can identify the problems and like depict through the diagram, not and in the like product roadmap, we can like we outline and prioritize with the in our chart.
Exactly, you said it right, Abha. Yeah, exactly. You have got it spot on. Exactly. So we can include them, but again, the underlying part, all of us have quoted that we need to practice it little. So exactly. But before I come to the conclusion, before concluding it all, let me ask Prerna ji if you want to add something on any point of time for anything, any stuff we have taken it. Prerna ji.
Yes, I was listening to everybody's comments. First of all, I'm really glad that Gaurav, you must have realized that today we taught a lot of interesting yet useful and important concepts, and all of you could retain them. All of you could understand their importance and the concept behind it. So, first of all, thank you so much for being there with us with your full mind and full heart. So you know that is the reason you are just sharing this revision so upfront and so well. So yes, Gaurav, for me, absolutely, I'm enjoying today's session because these are the topics which are I at times I feel not given due importance of overall in industry, but as per the usage, as per their benefits, these are wonderful. SWOT analysis has been
in the use for so many years. It really serves the purpose. Fishbone is super interesting. Other flow diagrams, process diagrams, those are, they're like, I would say, the smaller backbones, which are sometimes easily forgotten. But I think all of us, and I have to keep revising. Please read articles, good articles about them, or watch Guru School's other videos where other trainers might have, share their experiences and learning. Our mine and Gaurav's earlier videos with from other sessions where we explain, because what happens, most of our examples are on the fly. They just come in the course of a discussion or the current topics. The other day, how we took example of Facebook, Insta, or today the kind of examples we both gave. So it's a lot nice and interesting learning when we even watch other videos or try to connect with them. So yes, Gaurav, that is what was my feeling honestly from today's session. Yes.
Thank you so much for this. Yeah, exactly. I totally get that. That's how we emphasize you. One interesting fact I just wanted to tell you that these wonderful thing is that if you can apply it in your life, in case some kids are there in your family, you can definitely try with them. So what you can try. Get into a discussion with a kid about a problem and try to discuss with them, and you can teach them that how you can lead towards a solution. Okay, you can talk about various diagrams. You are practicing yourself, you are teaching this to your kid as well, and you will find that actually what we are learning, business analyst and agile scrum, if a kid can do, why can't you do? And it is when it comes to getting paid, you are smart enough, right? You will always uh, get back with a good bag of amount. Okay, right? So that's how you can use it. That will instills the confidence further. So on this note, so I think almost I have summed up, we all have summed up, but what I'm going to do is that once again I will come back to you asking for one word you want to say, you feel like saying from today's session, one word. So who had laughed, by the way, last? A small giggle I heard. Okay, no one is. So I see Bela and Rupa are unmuted. Let me go back to Rupa then. So Rupa, one word which comes in your mind after today's session. One word.
One word.
Yeah.
Yeah, compared to yesterday's class, today class is very interesting to me.
Interesting is a word I'll take. Tag on someone on the screen.
Anila.
Anila, what do you feel like saying? One word for today's session.
Today's session, too many things were explained, but only the diagrams were explained. But still, I mean, I am so new to these diagrams, so yeah, it was good. And once again, if I go through the videos, I can grasp more.
So one word can be curious for you. Are you feeling curious?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Tag someone on the screen.
Varsha.
Varsha, one word from you.
Yeah, today's session was the session of quite a bit new learning. Of course, every session is that way, but somewhere we have some concepts here and there known, the understanding known, but as far as the usage of diagram is totally new. So this was a session of new learning.
Okay, new learning. New is a word for you, right? New.
Yep.
You can say. Tag someone on the screen, please.
Rupa.
Rupa is yeah.
Okay, so Bela.
Bela, one word from you for today's session.
Yeah, it's interesting and new for me too.
Okay, interesting and new. One word is interesting, I'll take. So tag someone else on the screen.
Abha.
Abha, one word from you, Abha.
Yeah, I wanted to say interesting. You can
Yeah, you can add
It was
another
an
one if
engaging
you feel.
topic. It was very engaging topic today.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Engaging is another word. Okay, so you wanna tag someone else again?
Prerna.
Prerna ji, what do you feel like saying? One word.
Yes, my word is basically some of everybody's words is engaging, interesting, new, and to be very honest, very helpful and very realistic things we've learned today. As in, you can actually use this analysis, in your day-to-day life. If you're planning a trip, you're planning, anything for your future. It's really great to learn. And thank you so much for giving your 100% in today's session. You all are aware and are still present, and that is what really makes me smile. You might be listening. I keep smiling in between because that's the kind of happiness we get when we know that you are there with us. We are able to communicate ideas, share ideas, and take you to that adventurous journey of teaching something new or knowing something new. So yes, Gaurav, totally
Thank
super fun-filled and interesting session from my side. Over to you.
Thank you so much. And I would say one word from me: before time, get before time. So yeah, practice before time, utilize before time, and present before time. So before time should be the keyword. Why before time? Because today we are before time. Yeah. So that's the reason before time became the keyword. Try to utilize everything before time. And if you can publish your summary before time, even that will be really commendable. So yeah, I'm not sure why I'm before time. Maybe because my another meeting is lined up. Maybe because of that. But yeah, thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon next week, and how you are going to get engaged in this week through Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Thursday is for you when you will be producing some you will be joining RRRP session. That is must for you. Before that, on Wednesday you can produce day one's summary. On Friday you can produce day two summary, and Saturday, Sunday we will have time, or you will have time, we will have time to watch yours summary and give some feedback. And Saturday, Sunday you may have fun. Yeah, so that's all about it. So thank you so much, and good night everyone. We'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.